So decide to record a question kumalizia what I was explaining so that tomorrow we can proceed with the next thing. I was to explain something to do with a ratio, and that's what I'll do. Now, in case there's anything you need to write on this question umalizie as part of notes, please do. So I'll be fast. In the figure, C is the midpoint of OB. Ukisema midpoint, it means the ratios are 1 to 1. And D divides BA in the ratio 1 to 2. It means this is 1, then there is 2. Given that vector OA equals to A and vector OB equals to B. This here is B. The question is, tunajua kawaida ya questions. Question A, I'll be very fast kwa sababu kuna vitu zingine nilisha explain. Find, we said there are several things that you'll be asked to do. First of all, vectors of intersecting lines. Roman 1, they'll ask you to find the vector AC. Na tulisema, if you want to get AC, it's AO plus OC, which would be negative A plus 1 over 2B. 1 over 2 because you can see the ratio is 1 over 2, which is equals to a half B, then minus A. Roman 2. Roman 2, they'll ask you to find the vector of the other intersecting line OD. If you want to get OD, OD is given by the two ways. You can either go OB, BD, or you can go OA, AD. For me, I'd use OA, then plus AD, which is equals to OA is negative A, and AD, oh, sorry, OA is not negative A. OA is actually A. A is just the way it is because we made along the vector OA is A, and AD is a fraction of AB. Which fraction? 2 over 3 of AB. But AB tulishasema negative A plus B. So I'll put brackets negative A then plus B. Then you simplify this. So if I simplify this, I'll get A minus 2 over 3A then plus 2 over 3B. So AA like terms, if you collect the like terms, you will remain with the 1 over 3A plus 2 over 3B. So that's the first part. Once you're done with the first part, tulisema always questions the vectors ziko na rules, and they will ask you questions given certain rules to follow na procedure. So the procedure will be, after you get that, wanakuambia, they'll tell you something to do with the same lines but to the intersecting lines. So they will tell you that given that AX equals to HAC and OX equals to KOD, where K and H are constants. And notice that ukiulizwa hii, the things they talk about, it is to the intersection point. Write OX in two ways, hence find the values of H and K. So tulisema, before you do mambo ya writing something in two ways, the first thing is try to simplify these statements. When you simplify this, it will be H into AC. AC, we got it. It's a half A, a half B, then minus A. So it should be a half B minus A. When you simplify this, it should give you a half.
Need to unlock your iPhone first.
A half HB minus HA. This is this statement simplified. And this simplified will be K into OD, but we already got the value of OD as a third A plus 2 over 3B. So itakuwa into brackets a third A plus 2 over 3B. Again, if you simplify this further, you'll have a third KA, vectors should always come last, plus 2 over 3 KB. So once you have simplified, the question said, write OX in two ways. Sasa kama line imetoka from the origin, venye hii imetoka, thank God one of the OX inakuwa hapo directly. So the first OX is so direct there. So the first OX in this case will be just what we have here, and it's this value here. And that OX will be a third KA plus 2/3 KB. That's the first OX. Alafu the next OX will be, you have to use the other line. So nimesema kama line imetoka from the origin, one of the things you're writing in two ways itakuwa direct. It's easier. So the next OX, depending on what we have, we'll have to go OA, supposed to be OA plus AX. And now we have all these values. OA is A. AX do we, which is a half HB minus HA. Again, the same thing. Factorize HA, then plus a half HB. Then you collect the like terms, like we already said. You will end up with the 1 minus H vector A plus a half HB. We already did that. So looking at this question, tumetafuta OX in two different ways, and they're clear here. The first one is this, and the next one is this. Once you have OX in two ways, now you can solve the question to find the respective values of H and K. Tulisema, how do you solve? If you want to get the values of H and K, you compare the coefficients. The coefficient of A hapa ni a third K. So you say a third K equals to the coefficient of A hapa ni 1 minus H. You move to the next one. The coefficient of B in this case is 2 over 3K. So it equals 2 over 3K equals to the coefficient of B in this one is a half H. Higher. Once you have this statement, you'll make any, unajua uko na simultaneous equation here. So you make anything the subject. For example, for me, I choose to make this K the subject. Then, tasema K equals to, Niki times 3, I remain with K alone. So it is 3 minus 3H. So what this means is, in the second statement, any place you see K, to make it this value. So we are going to rewrite this statement hapa. Haya, so to rewrite it in that correct order, tutasema, I want to write this here, but where there is K, the replace na statement. So it will be 2 over 3, badala ya K, nitaandika 3 minus 3H. Then equals to, remember I'm writing this, so I'll write a half H. Alafu, let me open the brackets. This will be 2 minus 2H equals to a half H. Then like terms, obviously itaenda huku. So you remain with the 2 equals to a half plus 2. That is like 2 and a half, which is the same as 2 and a half, the same as 5 over 2 H. So to get the value of H, you divide all sides by this. Then you get H equals to 4 over 5. Now, once you get H, you can get the value of K. To get the value of K, normally you substitute here. When you know H, unaweka 4 over 5. So when you put 4 over 5 there, what do you get? Acha nifanye kwa calc. 3 minus 3 times 4 over 5. The answer is 3 over 5. So it means the value of K equals to 3 over 5. So ukishapata these two values, now you head to what I was to explain. Yenye sikuwa nime-explain before, somebody started drawing some funny weird things. Haya. So watakuuliza, find the ratio by which any of these lines divides a line. Let's just use AC for now. Find the ratio by which X divides AC. So when they say X divides AC and you want to get that ratio, it will be, ni kama wanataka the ratio A x to xc. So to get this ratio, it involves the answers you get here. I think that was what I was trying to explain. But now this hk relates to either original statement ya h and k. So you come to these two, hizi mbili, uangalie yote yenye inahusiana na line AC. So yenye inahusiana na line AC is actually AC here. So inamaanisha it's that value h. So since nimejua it is the value h now, I'll go back to the value of h I got, which is 4/5. Then I replace here. So I rewrite this statement. Itasoma ax equals to, badala ya h naandika this value, which is 4/5 over AC. Hi. Then once you write this, we talked about something like collecting like terms. So you write this like terms ax over AC, letters on one side, numbers on the other side, evil. So once I've done this, that should help me get the ratio I am talking about. So the ratio is given by, go to the diagram, inamaanisha from A to X is ratio 4. A to X is 4. Then from A to C is 5. A ndio hii, C ndio hiyo, and it's 5. So kama hii ni 4, then inamaanisha here it is 1. So the ratio was AX to XC. And from this diagram, A to X is actually 4, and X to C is 1. So the ratio we are talking of here is supposed to be 4 to 1. That's how you get the ratios. Anything else, maybe, tukifanya the other examples, you'll be able to do it that time. So for now,